Good morning, everyone. The worst situation for Eskom has arrived. They actually had to call off the shutdown of Koeberg Unit 1, the most reliable unit in the Eskom fleet, to avoid stage 7 load shedding. And in this headline in News 24, and it's only for subscribers, it says, "Worst nightmare, Eskom's desperate scramble to avoid stage 7. And it's got a picture of Koeberg in the background. And Koeberg has been in the news a lot lately, but in this instance, they need Koeberg Unit 1 to produce power to the grid, that extra stage to prevent stage 7. Eskom on Wednesday evening called off the planned outage of Koeberg Unit 1 as the utility tried to avoid stage 7. Now, they didn't call off the outage. All that actually happened, and this is bad reporting, is the fact that the shutdown of the unit is delayed. It could be by a day or two. I'm not exactly sure how long, but the unit cannot continue running indefinitely. But the outage cannot be delayed for long, as teams from international contractors are already on site and there is a looming deadline. Eskom also used the last of its diesel held for emergencies on Wednesday evening. And you know that the government gave Eskom extra diesel for the the units that use diesel, like Ankerlig and Gorikwa, and that is almost all used up, and now they've confirmed that this emergency use is finished. Eskom on Wednesday evening called off the planned outage of Koeberg Unit 1 at the 11th hour as the utility scrambled to avoid moving to stage 7 load shedding. It is just, they've called off the start of the outage basically today, and the decision, not yet announced by the utility, was confirmed to News 24 by two independent sources who did not want to be named, as they are not authorized to speak to the media, and these people should rather stay out of leaking information like this. I have a huge problem with people inside the organization leaking things that hasn't been made public by Eskom officially. So earlier in the day at about 5 o'clock, Eskom said that the 6 month outage scheduled to start on Thursday was on track and would go ahead. But the decision to shift the outage out by a few days was made in the evening after Eskom lost an additional 2 units, including one from Medupi. Now, this has happened many times before, so this is not unusual. Eskom has asked Koeberg many times in the past, when I was a licensed reactor operator in the control room, certainly, to delay the start of an outage if there was a pinch on the grid by a day or two or a couple of days if possible. And if the fuel in the core allows, Koeberg would usually do that. On Wednesday evening, the Eskom board and officials from the presidency were locked in a meeting to find solutions to mitigate the disaster, and going to stage 7 load shedding and stage 8 load shedding for the country is a disaster. Being at stage 6, which they said will be until Friday morning, and that has clearly changed now, is absolutely a disaster for the economy. People contacting me saying how long they have load shedding in a day, and the fact that they cannot cope, that the instruments that they've bought to actually keep all of the electronic devices going, that they are not coping. Most of them are not designed for load shedding of this length and nature. Most devices are designed, whether it's a UPS, whether it's a portable power system, for maximum 2 hours, especially the ones that are affordable. You need to fork out a lot of money, and then you might just as well buy an inverter pack with batteries for most of these devices that last 5 to 6 hours long, which is what you would require with this kind of load shedding. And most of them don't get enough time in the day to recharge. So fast recharging devices becomes very important. However, the Koeberg 1 outage cannot be delayed for long, they say. Teams from international contractors are already on site, and there is a looming deadline of 2024 for Eskom to complete the replacement of the steam generators to satisfy the regulator to license the extension of life by 20 years. Each outage on Koeberg's 2 920 megawatt units will take 6 months. Eskom has never before implemented stage 8 load shedding. While they haven't officially implemented, but we've certainly been short 8,000 megawatts in the past. However, stage 6, which was implemented once in 2019 for the first time, has become more frequent, occurring in June, July, and September this year. Stage 6 equates to at least 6 hours without power per day, and we certainly had 3 sessions of 2 hours without power yesterday. So confirmed, stage 6. The outlook for the next few months is dire. I did a live stream last night in 2 sections. My internet cut out on the first section, which was about 13 minutes. The second section, 23 minutes on flashpoints. Go and watch both of those videos in the live streams and look at the flashpoints. I discuss Eskom and the flashpoints that a lack of electricity can actually cause. Flashpoints are where instability is set in because of a specific event, and this is certainly something we want to avoid in the country. You can go and read the rest of the article if you subscribe to News 24. I'll put a link in the description below the video as well as in the first comment. But just understand that during this time now, you need to make sure that you have the energy required in your home to be able to run the devices that you need. Yesterday I went to various shops to see what they have available. Most of them were sold out on everything that they had, and it just shows you the panic that is set in amongst the public. People have gone and spent on things that only has perhaps 500 cycles. If they don't use these devices properly, they will last maybe 2 or 3 months. A lot of them cost 12,000 to 15,000 Rand. So do your research carefully. I'm not going to do a video on how and what you should buy. Do your research or you will pay for it dearly. Thank you very much for watching this video, and please share this with your friends and family.